As always, thank you to the members of the channel. Subscribe to the second channel. Link is in the description.
All right, everybody, the time has come. Colin has arrived. He is in this massive box. This box weighs about 60 pounds, which is a lot more heavy than I thought it would be, but it is a prop. It's secured very safely, very nicely, so do not have to worry about Colin being damaged. But I actually missed my delivery window from FedEx because they needed a signature for me and I was not home. And so I actually saw the FedEx truck down the road from my work, and I ran after the truck at the bank and stopped the FedEx driver. And I was like, hey, did you miss this address? This is my package. Let me sign and take it right now. So here we are with Colin. I guess I'll just slowly take everything out of this box, basically just all of the packaging pellets. And then I'll come back and show you guys what Colin looks like. And here is the wooden crate of that Colin is inside of. As you can see, Prop Store did a very good job in making sure that he stays safe. Just to verify and prove to you guys, this is Colin the Crane plus Faces from season 12 of Thomas and Friends that went from 1984 to 2021. There is proof from propstore.com. So without further ado, let me get a screwdriver and get Colin out of this crate. So I have the top unscrewed, and before we take it off and take a look at Colin, Prop Store, why did you give me screws that are all stripped? They were not easy to get out, but anyways, taking the top off here, Prop Store does give you this little card pamphlet talking about the Thomas and Friends online auction. I'm guessing that's all it is. Yeah. Okay. So I wonder if I can do this with one hand just to uncover Colin. And oh my gosh, the amount of packing is a beautiful thing. Colin is probably in pristine condition still. I guess I'll have to make a cut and then come back when I have Colin out of this packing material. I did dig out one thing. I'm guessing these are all of Colin's faces. They definitely are. So that's a good sign. We got the faces out. So I got Colin out of the wooden crate. He did come with these straps that you just slowly lift him up with out of the crate. So that was easier than I thought. So much packing material. Good to see. I'm glad that my boy Colin is going to be nice and safe and sound. I did take a look at this pamphlet or envelope, whatever you want to call it, and make sure I wasn't missing anything. And Prop Store does give you a certificate to prove that, yes, Colin is authentic from Thomas the Tank Engine. We have the 80th anniversary logo, the Thomas and Friends logo, the Mattel logo, guaranteed stamp by Prop Store there, and just signed by people over at Prop Store. So opening up this bubble wrap here, we do have all of Colin's faces as well as his CGI tracker. So all of this will be very cool to see. Just get all of these guys out of the bubble wrap, and then we can unwrap them. I'll get the tripod out, camera set up. What is this? This is, oh, just a piece of Colin, I'm guessing. Now you may be saying, just show us Colin already, but no, you're gonna have to wait until the end of the video to really get a good shot of Colin, because we gotta get these faces and other parts open first. So I guess I'll just take my scissors here and snip this bubble wrap. I wonder which one this is. Oh, wow. It's so surreal seeing these faces in person. That is insane. So this is Colin's 5th face. It's painted so well. It's got this matte finish. So cool. So this is one of Colin's happy faces. So I guess I'll just set the face down over here, save the bubble wrap, and let's take this out of the bubble wrap. I'm not sure what this is, to be honest with you. Trying to rip it nicely. I'm guessing this is just a piece of Colin that they decided to wrap because it's just set on him. Yeah. So this is a piece of Colin. This is crazy. This was on a Thomas and Friends episode set from season 12. This is insane. I am speechless. And then I guess this, yes, this is his CGI tracker. Let's get this one out. So here is the CGI tracker that they used in season 12, having the models, then also having CGI faces, transitioning to CGI. Sadly, CGI series sucks, as we all know. Everyone knows it. And then here we have another face. Let's see which one this is. I will say, one thing I noticed right away when I took Colin's face out of the bubble wrap is his nose is a lot bigger than I thought it was. But still very cool. I wonder which one this is. So this is another happy Colin face. This one does have a nick in there, but that's okay. Very clean. Set that one over there. One thing I wish Colin had was an angry face. I wish Colin had an angry face. I think it's like a bare minimum for every character to have an angry face, a tired face, a sad face. Just different expressions. I guess those are more meant for the engines, but I mean, come on, let's show Colin some love, even if he had one episode. So I'm struggling to get this one out. So here is a sad face of Colin. It's hard to really grasp these faces when they're not put on Colin and we don't see the eyes, but still very cool. By the way, just seeing these faces in person, it makes you realize how cool. I'm just thinking of the faces that were available at the prop auction. And seeing, for example, Diesel 10's face in person would be so cool. Or, you know, Spencer's face or James's face they had available. They had some Duncan faces. Here's a surprised face of Colin. Very cool. I think my favorite one is going to be this one. This one's just so silly. Kind of matches Colin, in my opinion. And then the final face here, which I don't even remember which one this is. Need some more. There we go. This is, I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I'm unboxing a prop from Thomas the Tank Engine after watching the show for forever as a youngin', you know? So this is a cool expression. Colin's got some attitude or something. One eyebrow raised. Very cool. So this is all of Colin's faces, his CGI tracker, and then I'm guessing this is just Colin's piece that goes on top of him. But here is a shot of the 5 faces of that Colin comes with, including the CGI tracker. And now the time has come. I've made you guys wait long enough. I've been talking about Colin so much for so long, ever since the auction. And the time has come to unwrap him, get a face on, and really take a look at him. And finally, here is Colin the Crane, up close and personal. I'm not going to lie, Prop Store did a really terrible job at kind of, I don't know, packaging him like with all of his components. As you can see, some wiring is tangled with the strings that go to his crane. So that's pretty frustrating. I know it's an easy fix, but it just kind of shows a lack of care that Prop Store put into, you know, prepping Colin. As you can see, everything's kind of just thrown in there. So that's unfortunate, but let me get that figured out off camera, and then I'll be back with a face on Colin. I'm not going to lie, I don't think Colin is in mint condition at all whatsoever. As you can see, there's this piece that's not even connected to anything. It kind of was just thrown there. But everything's intact on the inside. He does have these switches here. I'm guessing that control either A, the eye mechanism, clearly because this connects to the eye mechanism here, which moves the eyes, as you can see. And these are just stickers. These are not on the best. But it's pretty cool. We have an eye mechanism from Thomas the Tank Engine. before I finally show you guys Colin real quick, do you know how I was like, oh yeah, it's signed by the prop store people, you know, whatever. Actually, it's signed by Ian McHugh, someone who I despise. So I guess I have something signed by Ian McHugh. You know, that's not worth anything anymore. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, so I delayed the video. Unc had to go and play some basketball, but we are back. The lighting's kind of crappy in here now. The sun is set, so this is the lighting of that we have for Colin right now, but there's going to be so many other videos with Colin. And yeah, I just kind of spoiled it, but here is Colin the Crane from Thomas and Friends Season 12. Now, the only thing I do not have on Colin is his hook. These are the pieces that you use. Oh, I knocked the face. These are the 3 pieces that you use to put on Colin's hook, but I really am not 100% confident on how to exactly do it. So there's this string right here that is tied so that it doesn't pull through, you know, so that the hook can, I guess, stay on the string. So I think what I'm supposed to do is just snip this end and then run the hook through. So I'd run the string along this with this inside of here, the screw holding this in place, and then run the string along that red piece on the hook, and then put this back through the hole, and then tie it so that the hook is secured right here. I think that's what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not 100%, so I'm not going to do it. I did email Prop Store. I was like, hey, can you just tell me how to put on Colin's hook? I think I know how to do it, but I'm not 100% sure. So they're going to get back to me. They did say if I had any questions or anything about the prop to contact them. So I guess Prop Store will give me an answer on that. So tomorrow I will get an answer and put the hook on. And of course, you'll see the hook on Colin in the next video. But this is everything that came with Colin. A quick overview. These 4 faces, by the way, this face was the one seen in the TV series. This is the only one seen in the show, in the episode, The Party Surprise. This one is much darker than the 4. Here's a CGI tracker. This face is pretty funny. I like these 2. I do always love a good sad face, but this one is just so funny. It's iconic at this point. And this, of course, is really cool. 80th logo, just really dope. And it is cool to have Ian McHugh's signature, so great stuff. We're going to get the hook on tomorrow when I get a for sure answer how to do it. The only 3 pieces of that I don't know where they go are these 3. They were just thrown in. There was actually a screw just like sitting inside of here. Like, not everything was organized on Colin very well. And in the picture, they actually have the hook on Colin. And so I don't know why they took the hook off. They really didn't need to do that with the amount of bubble wrap and the amount of security around Colin. So they really did not need to take the hook off. But they did anyway for some reason. And the screw wasn't even like packaged well. Like, I could have lost that screw easily. It was just thrown like inside of the winch. Like, a pretty lazy job there packaging by Prop Store. But this piece was broken off. Like, this was just sitting on Colin. So was this. I don't know where these 2 go. But this as well. But for a model this old, only having these 3 small pieces broken off, these 2 really don't even mean anything. I don't even know where they go. You can't even really notice anything wrong with Colin. And then I don't know what this does. But, I mean, hey, only these 3 pieces, I'll take it. But I will say Colin came very dirty. Obviously, he's weathered, but just very dirty, like, to the touch. Like, I was just spraying a can of air on Colin, and so much dust was coming up. Like, it was crazy. I'm not sure if they did a good job at storing a lot of these models, Mattel, because for a character used in 1 episode, he should have been in better condition, let's be honest. And, you know, knowing how much effort went into this prop, it should have been kept in better condition. But here is Colin. And for a reference real quick, let's get out. You know what? Let's get out. You know what? Boko. You know, what up, Boko? Season 2 Boko here. Actually, not Season 2, just 1992 Boko. Here's a reference. Colin is a big boy. He is a big model.
And I forgot to, well, I don't know really how to show you. Underneath Colin, there are so many electronics. There is one that directly controls his turning. There are 2 on and off switches underneath him. Obviously, one controls, his body swiveling back and forth. And then I'm guessing the other one controls the winch of his crane. I'm guessing. That would be the most simple explanation because there's only 2 switches. And then 2 switches right here. Like I said before, eye mechanism. A battery pack is in there as well, I believe. I'm not too sure. But the roof just goes right on him like that. Very cool. Get Boko out of here. Video's not about you. But yeah, very nice. He is a heavy boy, that is for sure. Something I think is just so clean about him is just the brickwork. Just the base of that he's on. It's so clean. It's so good. None of it's chipped, really. It all looks good. Just very nice. Very cool. A prop from Thomas the Tank Engine. Like, just imagine, a table, as big as a garage. And Colin's just sitting on it. And the narrow gauge set, the wharf, is, right next to him along the big table. Just crazy. And by the way, the faces, so they obviously use some sort of sticky tack or something to keep the faces on. You can see like residue of what they used to keep the faces on. Obviously something, I don't know. I don't exactly know what they used, but I just use some tape for now. I need to get some sort of like sticky, double-sided sticky pad or like, what is it called? Like blue tack or something. I don't know. To keep the faces on. His face is on nicely. The black, eye decals, they kind of come off easily. It's just been on there for so many years. You could always get new ones anyway. They're just little black circle stickers. But yeah, going to be so fun to create a story for my Thomas Wooden Railway series with Colin. It's going to look goofy, but it's for the fun, I mean, the fact that I have a prop used, in the TV show, I got to take advantage of it, have some fun with it. It doesn't have to be so serious. I'm not going to keep him in a case and just never touch him. He's not going to break being on my floor. He's not going to break me moving him around. All of you saying, oh, you got to keep him in a case. It's like, shut up. I paid for him. I'm going to do what I want with him. I'm going to have some fun with him. I spent good money on him. So, we're going to have some fun, make a lot of videos with him. We're going to put him to work. Once I get this hook on, once I verify the correct way to get it on. I'm pretty sure I know how to do it. It makes complete sense the way I explained, right? If you imagine the hook on this one string just sitting up here. That's how it looked in the picture on the auction. I'm like 99% sure that's how you do it. I'm just confirming. But yeah, these are the only 3 pieces that were off of Colin with no real purpose. Everything else you see here is here. The one thing I didn't really show is, what do we have here? Just this. Online auction, May 12th to 28th. Enter for a chance to win. It's kind of funny how they give you this advertisement now. Like, yo, the auction's over. I already spent $14,000 on the prop. I don't need an advertisement for your auction. I'm well aware it happened. But yeah, really cool stuff. Just really admiring Colin here. As you can see, he is very weathered, very cool. I love the brickwork. It's so clean. It just looks like even in the later Hit era, I know the sets weren't that great, but like all of the new characters and like signature pieces, like important pieces, like it looks like the Island of Sodor. Like you can't beat that look, It's like one of the crew members said, it's like working on the best model railway possible, the best model railway of all time, working on these Thomas the Tank Engine sets. I love his color. Man, I got to get a Thomas Wooden Railway Colin and just put him right here. Have double Colin. So, And then, by the way, this does come off, and then this top part does come off as well. So these are two separate pieces back here, but they kind of just fit into each other. One thing I will do is just kind of take a rag with some water and just like wipe him down, because he is pretty dirty, and I do need to, you know, spray some more air on him and really get everything out from underneath here. Like, you can just see kind of how dirty it is in there. If only I had a model railway, you know? If only I had a gauge 1 model railway, so I could, you know, have him on a big table, connect wiring underneath him. And then, I don't even know, how would you even really control him? I don't even know. I'm not a model railway expert. But if you have a remote, how do you hook it up to Colin to, like, control, you know, the swivel movement left to right? How do you control, you know, the winch, which is definitely powered, obviously, because, you know, the crane moves. I'm wondering if the winch is powered. And the party surprise, do we see Colin's hook go up and down, or is he just moving left to right? That's an interesting question. I'm not sure. I have to go back and rewatch the episode. I've only seen that episode once, funny or not. But yeah, really cool. I might switch out the face on Colin. I really just love this face. I think it just captures kind of the meme of him perfectly. If I'm going to put another face on him, I'll probably do this one. Give him some attitude, you know. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. Yeah, I'm really out of words. I feel like I did a pretty good job at showing the unboxing process of this prop. You saw the big box. You saw the packing material. You saw the wood crate. You saw how well packed it was. You saw how big this thing is in comparison to a Thomas Wooden Railway engine. You know, here's my hand here. So here's the best angle I can give you guys without completely taking him off the floor. We have the on and off switch on the far right and the far left. Then we have wiring going directly underneath him to control his arm, obviously the crane. But a lot going on here. I'm honestly not too sure how you would actually hook him up and get him powered with a remote control. But I think this is going to be it for the first video of many, including Colin. The next one will be me showing off how to get his hook on. Like I said, pretty frustrating that his hook just came like this when it was attached in the picture. Like, they could have just left it on him with the amount of bubble wrap that was surrounding Colin, and the fact that they just threw his screw randomly inside the winch, like just sitting in there. And, you know, this piece was just sitting inside of Colin's, you know, box, you want to call it, his roof. And this was kind of just thrown in there as well. So packaging by Prop Store in terms of keeping the model safe, 10 out of 10. Packaging of the model itself and all of its, you know, detailing, not so great. Pretty bad, to be honest with you. The model wasn't really cleaned up. But that's probably not their fault. I mean, we do have to blame Mattel for the state, light, and condition of these models. But, you know, cool stuff nonetheless. I think I'm going to wrap up this video. But I've shown you guys everything very thoroughly. You know, here is Colin the Crane. It is just crazy to see a Thomas the Tank Engine prop in person, just chilling right here. Yeah, there's our boy Colin. Very cool. It's funny because I always wanted Thomas Wooden Railway Colin as a kid. And, you know, even, you know, I've always wanted him within the past, you know, 5-10 years. And the fact that I got the actual Colin before Thomas Wooden Railway Colin is just hilarious to me. I think that is, that could not have been predicted. I couldn't have even thought of that. So, very cool. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed this video of me showing off the actual Colin the Crane prop from Thomas the Tank Engine. Many more videos with him to come, and also going to be taking a look at the 2025 Duck in a video coming soon, very soon. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.